Hello, this video gives you a top revision tip how to use images to explore symbolism, and we're using Lord of the Flies to show you. I hope you'll enjoy it. First question, who or what is it from Lord of the Flies? Matt?
Is it, I still think it's Simon. It could be him when he's being engulfed by the teeth and claws of the children.
Ah, so this would represent the teeth and claws of the boys killing him.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, that's right. Tom?
Could it be Jack when he puts the paint on his face?
Explain.
So he paints his face.
And tell me why, what's he doing when he paints his face?
It's like tribal warrior kind of paint.
Excellent, okay. So the purpose of the shots that I'm giving you isn't to give you like right answers, it's to make you think more about the novel. The more you think, the more you know. It's just a simple way of how memory works. Sophie.
It kind of represents the fact that some of them are acting more grown up than they are, and like the ones that are taller are kind of like the mature adult figures of the boys, if that makes sense, but then there's like still the younger boys with them.
Yes.
Because they're the ones really with the weapons kind of like showing their savagery.
So you started off by saying they're mature and you've ended up by saying they're savage. Are the two linked, or do you want to change your opinion?
It's kind of like they think they're mature, but in reality they're kind of going against each other.
Okay. Sarah.
Like the spears represent like Jack and his monsters.
Yes.
Red is like evil and danger.
Excellent. So we've jumped straight into the symbolism. Is this symbolism that we can use from the novel, though?
No.
Do we have red that can be used symbolically that way?
Yes.
Back to Sarah.
When he paints his face.
Yes, Jack does paint his face with red. What other colours? Black and white. Excellent. What do the colours red, black and white represent? It is the swastika, the colours of the Nazi. So who is it? Hannah. Why? Or when?
He's being chased by the other group of people who think he's
So, Al, I'm going to check you on that. So it's the final chapter of the novel. You're saying they think he's the beast. Has anyone got proof that Hannah's wrong, or that she's right? Thank you.
I don't think they do think that he's the beast, but they're after him. Actually, can't remember why, but they're chasing him around the island.
He won't
Good.
he won't join their group, and so they're against him.
Brilliant.
That's what he done.
But back to Hannah. How is he treated as the beast by the boys, other than they're going to hunt him? Okay. Yes, how are they going to kill him? I'm going to give you a visual clue. Imagine it's really sharp at both ends.
Oh, like on the pig, yeah.
Yeah. Explain light over the pig, yeah? Put that into a sentence for me.
Because when they killed the pig, they put it through the spear through his head, and they were gonna. The spears represent what they were gonna do the same to Rome.
And how do we know they're going to do the same to Ralph?
Because they were chasing him.
Opening it up though, yes. Yeah, he finds out that Roger's got a stick sharpened at both ends. So he doesn't realise what that means, but the reader does. Who or what? Phoebe.
Is that when they are surrounding Simon, maybe, or is it?
Could be, so this figure would be Simon for you. Okay. How does that work symbolically then?
It's symbolic of how the savagery's like taken over them, and even though it's like a human that they're killing, they don't know any more about it.
Okay. Do they know it's a human when they kill Simon? Jenny?
I think they do, but because they're so caught up in sort of this ritual they're doing, that they don't really, it doesn't sink in, and by the time
Brilliant.
it does.
There is a line in the book where, because he doesn't describe it from the boy's point of view all the way through, or from Simon's point of view all the way through, we're never certain. But then he says, the beast was very small. And at that moment in the description, we can infer that they realise, hang on, this isn't the real beast. And the other bit is the change of gender. What am I talking about with the change of gender? Thanks, Jenny.
So when they're like chanting kill the beast, cut his throat, at first it was kill her throat.
Yeah.
Cut.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it becomes male, so we can use that. Okay. What else does this symbolise?
Is that the pig's head on the stick in the background? So
Yes, it is.
something from that.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, it's more to do with like the savagery and how they just want to.
Good. Somebody to tell me why the pig's head is put on a stick in the first place. Albus Dumbledore.
That's me.
Thank you.
Is it there to firstly represent that they are better than the wilderness around because they have killed it and they put it on a stick?
Yes, I'll accept that. But there's
And
a
as well, it does become the Lord of the Flies, doesn't it?
good. In whose mind is it Lord of the Flies?
Simon.
Excellent. Who instructs the pig to be put on the stick? No, that sounds stupid. Get on the stick, pig. No, who decides the head should be put on the stick?
Jack.
It is Jack. Thanks for yelling
Sorry.
out. So he does it as an offering. Yeah? To whom? Ella. Yeah, who is the god? Someone's going to make me happy here. Lord of the Flies is an English translation of this god. Yes! Beelzebub, thank you very much.
I knew that.
Beelzebub in the Bible is variously treated as a demon or a name for the devil. So this is the god that Jack is worshipping. Dom, make your point.
And he's going from flames, so that's the death of democracy.
Yes, brilliant. This could symbolise the death of democracy, and you got democracy from the conch. Cool. Who and what? Mr. Dominic.
Oh, it's when the captain comes to rescue the ship navy guy.
Yeah, he's described as an officer.
He lands on the beach and he sees the fellas running towards him.
Yes.
Ralph goes up to him.
So this is
Ralph. No,
okay.
Yeah, that's Ralph. And then the other guy's behind him.
Okay. What's going on symbolically? Tommy.
I think
Come on.
a little bit where Ralph, where the name wants to who's in charge here, and Ralph says I am, and then it's supposed to be getting Ralph because he's ahead of the other one
Yes.
in the picture.
Brilliant. So this is the moment he says he's in charge. Good.
Yeah, so it's kind of saying that he still believes in democracy and he personally believes so.
Excellent. I want some symbolism now from everybody about our officer.
Well, isn't he's the representative of the
I mean, can we listen to him? Yes, he is the representative of civilization. Work a bit harder.
Well, yeah, so he's come into contact with the island and the boys, which are symbolising savagery.
Good. Why has Golding dressed the officer in white?
Angels.
Explain.
Angels are good.
Can I have a sentence that links good angels to the officer?
It's basically saying civilization is the way to go.
As opposed to...
Savagery.
Okay. You should remember, not just Tommy, but you should all remember Deus Ex Machina, God from the machine. So the Deus Ex Machina was a tradition in Christian morality plays. You should be remembering old J.B. Priestley, Inspector Calls, morality play. These were plays that were put on to teach Christian stories, Christian morals. And at the end, the Beelzebub figure, the evil character, was always defeated by good. The devil was always defeated by God. And the gods would arrive on stage, but they'd use a machine to bring them on stage. And they would come from above, because that symbolises heaven, whereas the devil would go through the trapdoor down to hell. So on stage, the Deus Ex Machina was an entrance of the gods from above. So they'd be on cables or ropes, depending how far back you went. Yeah, and the god would descend. and order would be restored. So, Golding is using that idea here. The officer is the deus ex machina. So we've got two possibilities. Is Golding saying God is saving them? Is Golding saying this is completely implausible, they're not really going to be saved? Which way do you want to jump? Ella, what have you come up with?
We thought that he was saving them from their own demons.
Good. What else would you use about him to show that he is a saviour?
Well, he's in white, which I suppose is an angel figure.
Brilliant. White represents an angel figure. I'll accept that. Well done. Dominic Salles. That must be you.
Oh, that's you.
Anyway, okay, I'll have a go. You don't have to agree with this, by the way, but this time I'm just playing the game. It's done deeply ironically. Golding is suggesting that this isn't a real rescue, and as evidence for that I'm going to use the trim cruiser that he's arrived in, which is a warship. So he's rescuing them from one war, but taking them to a much larger war because society's at war. So Golding's wider point is that man's natural state is warlike, and violence is going to destroy us all in the end. You don't have to agree with that, okay? I'm just playing the game. Thanks to whoever stuck my name in there.
Yes.
Your opinion, please.
My opinion on what you said? Or
No. Well, you can if you want.
Symbolising hope because he's dressed in white.
Yes.
He's important because he's an adult.
Yes.
And he's ex machina because he's come off the boat.
Good one. So actually, you're completely disagreeing with me. Yeah, because I was saying it was being used ironically, and you're arguing no, it's his actual hope,
Yeah.
which is allowed.
Okay.
Okay.
So you would say the eye of the island, so it's a character?
The island is a character. Okay, that's a really interesting idea. Can you develop it with any evidence? While Dominic's thinking, can anyone help Dominic out? Has anyone else got a way of thinking of the island as a character? Sam?
Because there's a bit when they're walking through the jungle bit, and
Yeah.
they're all getting cut from thorns and stuff, apart from Simon, who's like walking through fine. And that's because he respects the island, and the rest of them are.
Oh, that's brilliant. And I don't know that bit.
It's like in the beginning, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up, and then I'll put the page number up on the video if it's true.
So, would you say the island is a bit like purgatory?
Ah, explain. What is purgatory first?
Well, it's the place between earth and heaven.
Good.
That's where you're judged.
Good. Why do you spend time in purgatory? I'll introduce you to the Catholic doctrine and then you'll try and make it fit, okay? So in purgatory, the idea is that we've all committed sins. Yeah? And so we suffer for those sins, but unless the sins are really serious that are going to send us to hell, there's this kind of staging post called purgatory. And when we've done enough time there, we can be released into heaven. So, can you use that to back up that the island is like purgatory?
Because they get saved at the end.
Yeah, that would work, but then we need to say it's also like a...
But someone else along the way.
Okay, that's true. Daisy?
Golding's thing is that everyone is evil at heart, everyone's that, right?
Yes.
So if you're evil and you win, you get to go to heaven, right? And if you're evil and you lose, you go to hell. And the island is like the person who's fighting them to decide whether he's like... If the island is a third party who is fighting them, like,
Yeah.
you know, the fires and stuff, which
Yes.
is partly them, but it's also the island.
You could argue that. The only quotation I can think of that backs that up is the idea of the island being scarred, which is something that would happen to a person. So you could portray the island as a character that way. Others of you might have even better things, Henry.
If you're saying the island, like Daisy's point, the island is purgatory, why does Simon die? But he's seen as the god figure.
Can somebody answer that?
To save
Whoa.
them, send them to heaven.
Jenny?
I was going to say, because the island is like a living hell, you could say that Simon is in a way being saved and going to heaven by dying.
And how could we use the novel to suggest that he's going to go to heaven?
Well, because all the way through he's sort of described as godlike, the way he
I'll accept that.
When he dies, he's like in a, it's all white and everything, isn't
Yeah.
it? To us.
Okay, I'll accept that. Tom?
Well, if you're trying to think about the fact that
Hold on, can we have better listening? Brilliant. Tom?
I'm trying to think about the plane scarring land. It's, if you've got the eyes in the background, it's to do with the fact that the men arriving on the island bring darkness and evil to the island because otherwise.
Cool. We can do that. Well done. Do stop filming. That was fantastic.